flag next time by. Daison, Pursley, Tyler, Courtney, row 1. Aaron Reutzel and Chase Randall in row 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. and Kasey Kahne in row number 3. Brent Marks and Noah Gass in row 4. Kyle Larson and Tanner Thorson in row 5. Brad Sweet, Spencer Bayston in 6. Xavier Doney and Justin Peck in 7. Brian Brown and Ayrton Gennetten in 8. Race Moran, Brenham Crouch in 9. Ashton Torgerson, Rico Abreu, Lynch, JJ Hickle, Landon Crawley, and Gage Montgomery. Lucas Oil Speedway. We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Feature event is underway. Lucas Oil Speedway. Around the outside goes Tyler Courtney. He's going to have the race lead down the back straightaway. Aaron Reutzel down to the inside of Daison Pursley. They get very close in turn 3. Reutzel nearly lost the handle on the race car. Pursley maintains second, and now Reutzel's challenged down low by Chase Randall. Randall to the third spot across the line into turn number 1. He'll slide up the racetrack right across the nose of Aaron Reutzel. Look at Kevin Thomas Jr. getting the mix as well. KTJ racing for a podium position as Aaron Reutzel throws a slider on Chase Randall. He takes the spot right back away. Up front, though, it's all about Tyler Courtney trying to go back-to-back during the June race here in Lucas Oil Speedway. Daison Pursley runs in second. Third is Aaron Reutzel. Fourth is Chase Randall. And fifth is Kevin Thomas Jr. Brent Marks around the outside. He'll make his way by Kasey Kahne. Move Marks up to P6. He's challenged down low now by Tanner Thorson. Up front, a race for that second spot. Aaron Reutzel in the back pocket of Daison Pursley. He'll look to the inside. Big slider come out of Reutzel into turn 3. Reutzel's got second off of turn number 4. Pursley back to the inside. He'll have second across the line. Good race going on for the P2 position. Reutzel on the cushion. He's got the spot off at turn number 2. Aaron Reutzel up to second. Pursley slips back to third. Then Randall fourth, and KT still running in the top 5. Tanner Thorson has made his way by Brent Marks, and now on the back bumper of the High Reader Motorsports number 19H into turn 1. Tanner Thorson going to the outside, looking for a top 5 position off of turn number 2. Still not able to build up any momentum as they race for third up in front of him. Chase Randall up the racetrack and a slide in front of Daison Pursley. A great battle going on between the 2 Rookie of the Year contenders. Pursley back to the inside in turn 1. He'll return a slider right after the number 9 car off at turn number 2. Chase Randall back into the third spot down the back straightaway. Great racing going on throughout the field, especially towards the front. Here comes Tanner Thorson trying to get some dig off the inside of turn 4. Could not get by Kevin Thomas Jr. there. Brad Sweet making his way forward. Brad Sweet to the inside of Brent Marks. He'll go by him. That is the race for 7th down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet from outside the top 10 up to 7th here in the first 8 laps. Aaron Reutzel is cutting into the lead of Tyler Courtney. That last time by, it was 1.1 seconds between the top 2. This time by just 0.8 of a second. And the traffic is right in front of your race leader. Here comes Aaron Reutzel down the back straightaway. Reutzel right in the mix for the championship fight. If he can get the win tonight, would put him more than likely up to second in the championship. Looks to the inside of Sunshine in turn 2. Tyler Courtney saw the nose right there. He knows he's in trouble now. Aaron Reutzel, the Jaws music is up, and it is loud as he is closing in on Tyler Courtney to turn 1. Reutzel to the cushion. Might have a new leader off of turn number 2. There goes Aaron Reutzel, new leader down the back straightaway. Aaron Reutzel to the top spot on lap number 11. Tyler Courtney back to the inside, but Reutzel will have the lead across the line. Lap traffic now in play between the top 2. Landon Crawley, JJ Hickle, and the number 3 of Ayrton Gennetten lie ahead. Caution comes out. Kasey Kahne's off the pace, flat left rear tire. Kasey Kahne draws the yellow. The left rear tire is flat on that Lake of the Ozarks Harley Davidson number 9. But here comes Reutzel right to the front.
And it's really impressive because, yes, Reutzel has victories on the 2025 High Limit campaign, but he, in 4 races here at Lucas Oil Speedway, has no victories at the Wheatland, Missouri facility. His best finish was a 2nd place from 6th. He started 6th, ran 2nd with Power I back here at the Hockett Memorial in 2024. He raced with us last season. He went 17th to 11th in the October makeup of night number 2 from the June weekend. So Aaron Reutzel trying to break through with a victory here in Wheatland in what would be only his 5th race at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks.
Yeah, he is looking extremely sporty here as we still got over halfway through this race to go. The green flag is back in the air. Reutzel able to separate himself from Tyler Courtney as they roll back into turn one. Reutzel goes to the cushion. Tyler Courtney, good dig off the inside of the racetrack there. Look at Tanner Thorson. Thorson's made his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. Now working on Daison Pursley. Pursley slides to the racetrack right in front of the Rock Rose Motorsports number 88 car. They go nose to tail into turn one. Tanner Thorson going to hit the deck in turn number one. He'll take fourth away. Tanner Thorson's up to fourth down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet's coming with him. Sweet makes his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. for the sixth position. Brad Sweet's now up to sixth, and just behind that race for fifth between Pursley and the number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Kyle Larson underneath of Brent Marks. That's a race for ninth as they roll into turn three. Up front, though, Reutzel trying to extend the lead, but it's not working out for him. Tyler Courtney is keeping him within 5 car lengths. They work down the back straightaway. Courtney, a little bit of a mistake right there off the second corner, gives up some ground to the Fulkins Brothers Trucking number 87. Brad Sweet has now made his way into the top 5, make that the 6th position as he's still working on Pursley. And Sweet is glued to the bottom on both ends of the racetrack. As you look at Aaron Reutzel, this time by, his race lead is just under 1 second. 0.998 to be exact. And if it stays green, they will see traffic at least one more time. Over halfway through, this time by 12 laps to go for Aaron Reutzel. Tyler Courtney still running very, very similar lap times, as is Chase Randall. Randall having a solid run, looking for his best finish of the season. Kyle Larson's made his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. for the 8th position. KT slips back to 9th in a great run going for Noah Gass, who rounds out the top 10 in car number 20G. Here comes the traffic with 10 laps to go. Reutzel has got a lot of work to do up ahead of him. Tyler Courtney trying to close in, and that time he did. A little bit faster on the lap times was a 7BC car. If Reutzel can get by Kasey Kahne, he's going to have a lot of problems. There's cars in both lanes of the racetrack, about 3 rows deep, 2 wide. Reutzel around the cushion. He's been there for a majority of this race. He took the lead up there and has not left it. Car off the pace into the wall in turn 4. Ashton Torgerson stopped. Caution comes out.
Well, and Chase, just maybe a few laps earlier than that, there was a bit of a hucklebuck.
Tony got a problem for your second place car.
Yep, Tyler Courtney comes to a stop on the exit of turn number 4. Could it be a down left front tire? Trying to get a good look at it from here in the infield. Torgerson was living dangerously up on the top side of 3 and 4, Chase, and it's jumped out and nearly bit several drivers. I'm trying to get as close as I can to get a look here at Courtney, but they've got Trent Etzer lined up behind him, and they're going to take that Clausen Marshall 7BC to the work area.
Yeah, not sure. Don't see anything from this camera angle that would say, okay, yeah, he definitely needs to go to the work area. All tires are still inflated. And if it was maybe a radio issue, Tony, you would think you'd probably pull closer to the infield, but that's not the case.
No, it's not, and I definitely misspoke. I was kind of fooled by the shadow coming off of the left front corner of that race car. You are correct. All 4 Hoosiers are up on that race car, but Trent Hetzer, safety official for Kubota High-Limit Racing, got out of the side-by-side, rocked the 7BC, and then leaned in and asked Courtney if they wanted to go to the work area. Of course, you can see now Tyler Courtney accepting that invitation and takes the NOS Energy Drink 7BC to the work area. That is very interesting. No idea what could have gone wrong on that race car. They're going to jump all over that thing. They need to salvage as many points as they can, with the chance of having a podium finish now snatched away from them here.
Kasey Kahne also in the work area as well at the same time, and they're taking the hood off of the NOS Energy Drink 7BC. So Tyler Courtney mentioned it before we went back to that green flag run there. He came in 10 points behind Brad Sweet, and now this is going to be a huge hit, and that's exactly what Aaron Reutzel was hoping to see. He came in 3 points behind Courtney.
Well, and Chase, how reminiscent is this right now? I am not saying that Courtney has an engine issue. They are simply diagnosing the car by taking the hood off. We do not know what is wrong for Tyler Courtney, but it does seem to be something under the hood. What does this do? This moves Tanner Thorson in the number 88 onto a podium step in the 3rd position. Remember, the last time we were here in October for that makeup date, it was Thorson who was racing in the top 3, battling for a win with Tyler Courtney and Brad Sweet, who had an engine failure that knocked him out of contention for a podium. Again, we do not know what the issue is on the 7BC, but something under the hood has taken Tyler Courtney out of contention for the win. And it's the windfall good fortune this time now for Tanner Thorson in the 88.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe an ignition box swap there. I did see a crew member walking around with an ignition box in his hand there, and so that could have been the potential issue for Tyler Courtney. He's back on the track along with Kasey Kahne, and we're going to have a restart with 9 laps to go. And what is very interesting here, and I do not want to discount Chase Randall as a guy that can win this race, but what is very interesting, Tony, is Aaron Reutzel has been on the top this entire race, and you just mentioned Tanner Thorson. You know where he's going to be at the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's just so, I don't know if ironic's the right word or just the timing was right, was Thorson's dancing up there right around the top side. And you mentioned it, Chase, here at Lucas Oil Speedway, the cushion is not flush up against the concrete wall in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. It shelves off and makes an access lane for you to get out of the track exit over there in 1 and 2, same over in 3 and 4. So if you don't hit that top side right, you don't just go up and over, you then smack the outside wall.
We'll see what happens. The green flag is back in the air here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Aaron Wright's going to jump out with the race lead. Tanner Thorson immediately to the inside, and Chase Randall tries to throw a slider. They're very close off of turn 2. Tanner Thorson takes second down the back straightaway. An aggressive maneuver from the 88 car. He's now up to the runner-up position. Tanner Thorson now to second, trying to track down Aaron Wright with 8 laps to go. Brad Sweet underneath of Randall looking for third into turn 2. Brad Sweet's got third down the backstretch. Brad Sweet started back in 11th. He's up to 3rd. Randall back to 4th. Car into the infield in the backstretch. J.J. Hickle pulls off. We stay green. 7 laps to go, and the lead that time by for Reutzel, 1.5 seconds over Tanner Thorson. Kyle Larson's now into the top 5. Larson is gotten by Daison, Pursley, and Brent Marks. Marks makes his way by Pursley, bump him back to the 7th spot. As Pursley tries to throw a slider, it is clear. He's back up to 6th. Now Marks to the inside, down the backstretch. Aaron Reutzel should not have to deal with traffic by the end of this race. 5 to go. And Thorson did take a couple of tenths out of the race lead that last time by. 3 tenths out of the lead. And Thorson does appear to be closing in. Another 2 tenths off the lead. Tanner Thorson closing in on Aaron Reutzel down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson got a prelim night win at the Gold Cup last year. It does not count in the history books. Can he get one tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway? Closing in on Reutzel off of turn number 2. That car is very, very good on the top. This time by 2 laps to go for Aaron Reutzel. Traffic should not be an issue for him. Couple cars on the bottom, not in his racing line. Down the back straightaway, coming to the wave of the white flag. 1 to go for Aaron Reutzel. Picked up his 7th. Oh, Reutzel over the cushion right there. Close call in turn 2. Thorson might have a shot down the backstretch. He'll look to the inside. Big slider in 3 and 4. It's going to be a drag race to the line. But Aaron Reutzel is going to hang on and get the win at Lucas Oil Speedway. Tanner Thorson with an incredible maneuver in the last corner ends up in 2nd. Brad Sweet 3rd. Chase Randall 4th, and Kyle Larson ends up in the top 5. Aaron Reutzel with his 4th win of 2025 with Kubota Highland Racing, holding off a last corner slider from Tanner Thorson, who ends up in 2nd. Brad Sweet 3rd, 4th goes to Chase Randall, and 5th to Kyle Larson. Brent Marks, Daison Pursley, Noah Gass 8th, Kevin Thomas Jr. 9th, and Rico Abreu from the B main up to 10th. Behind them, Justin Peck, Xavier Doney, Spencer Bayston, Brenham Crouch, Ayrton Gennetten, Tyler Courtney, Gage Montgomery, Cy Lynch, Landon Crawley, Brian Brown, the top 20. He has done it again. For the first time in a 410 here at Lucas Oil Speedway, he got an ASCS National Touring win here back in 2017. He's getting the Kubota Highland Racing Victory Lane hat, the Hoosier Tire neckband, the Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag, a little sip of water after a wild finish to this one. And Aaron Reutzel is about ready to climb up top as a winner once again with Kubota Highland Racing. Here he is, race fans. Make some noise for your winner, Aaron Reutzel. Aaron Reutzel with that victory. If my math is not incorrect, should inherit the midweek Money Series points lead, with Rico Abreu finishing back in 10th and Brad Sweet in 3rd, as he debriefs with some of his crew members. And Tony, you can take it away down there.
4 wins in 2025 for the driver from Clute, Texas, who now calls Knoxville, Iowa, the sprint car capital of the world, his hometown. He's coming around to the front of the race car, folks. There's your winner, Aaron Reutzel. 4 wins. You get your 7th Capital Custom Trailers QuickTime Award today, and then you started out front, you stayed out front en route to your 4th victory of the season, and standing here in Whiskey Myers victory lane. Would you call tonight a dominant performance?
I'm not going to call it a dominant performance by any means. They made me work for it, but for sure, I call it right place, right time. Thank God I didn't spin out. I mean, you know, what do? You got the wing boards where you can barely see a guy, and then, you know, he makes, I don't want to say an erratic lane change until I watch a video, but, you know, big lane change, and all of a sudden I see him in front of me, and I don't know, I'm trying not to crash him and me, so I turn as hard as I can and about to spin it out. So luckily I kept that going, and no, it's definitely a great rebound after the shitty racing we did last week in fucking poor-ass format. So it's good to come out and get back on an actually good format and have our speed and qualifying like we've been having. And, you know, I don't think our car is where we need to be coming from, you know, 10th or so to win, but we're getting close. We were really, really good tonight early. I started struggling at the end, and I was trying to be conservative, and I saw the big screen, and I seen the 88 coming, and I went really hard as I could the last 3. The 2 times I went hard was good. The last corner over here, I about fell off the track, and I guess had to make it interesting, but I wasn't surprised to see the 88 coming. I told Tanner today that I hope he doesn't figure out qualifying, because that car has been mad fast race-wise, and you know, he starts in the back every night, and he's really good right now. So I wasn't, you know, how the track had no grip, I wasn't surprised to see him coming. But yeah, it's just a badass night, great night. You know, we have been struggling on smaller tracks, and I tried some stuff tonight, and really happy with some things I found. Like I said, I struggled a little bit at the end without fuel load, so try to see if we can figure that out. But great night for my guys. Brian Paver, he doesn't go to too many races anymore, so glad that he came to this one and got to see us get a win. Wife and kids are here, kind of made a mini vacation out of it, you know, showed up a day early. We've been fishing and swimming and riding through the trails, and my kids said screw the racing. They're still down there at the lake fishing. They didn't even come to the races, so they're having a hell of a time, and I guess their priorities are right. So no, just super cool weekend. Great way to get it started. Like I said, just I wouldn't be here without Power Plus. Everything that they do for us, you know, coming on board this year, huge part of our team, and you know, helping get us to the next level. Fulkin Brothers Trucking, Don Long. Hopefully Don stayed awake. They got to see the whole thing. Elite Wings, Triple X Chassis, DMI, Kaiser Wheels, just sure-built suspension. I've been changing stuff all night and working their asses off at sure-built, so can't thank them enough for working hard and trying to get me feeling good again. And Brian, Bart, Dimmer, Brogan, just everyone part of this team, Brian and Lisa, the main ones. Like I said, wouldn't be here without them. And thank all of you for coming out. I know this track's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so when you get a crowd like this, that's awesome. Track was great tonight. They worked. This is probably the best I've ever seen this track since I've started coming here. So, like I said, a great race track tonight. Really looking forward to the next 2 nights.
Your afternoon started by coming into the command center to sign in. You and your wife and your kids were dripping wet from swimming here in Lake Lucas. Things were not as relaxing when this race went green. Awful treacherous up around the top side, especially in 1 and 2. Looked like you might have stepped over once or twice. How technical was this racetrack tonight?
No, it was. And like I said, the 2 times I did it, I was going really hard. One time, I just got by Courtney, and I wanted to go really hard and make sure that he didn't slide me back, and I kind of slipped over. And then I seen Tanner coming, so I went really hard for the last 3 laps, and about cost me. So, and then also thanks to Tanner for racing me clean there. He slid me with plenty of room, and a lot of guys wouldn't do that. So I think the amount of respect that the high limit guys have for each other, you don't see too much dirty stuff, but so thank him. But like I said, just really pumped and really excited for the next 2 nights.
We're going to get Jake Ingram to come in here and present you with your Chasm Safety Technologies win ticket, win sticker, win box. And then the last thing we got to ask you, you're a high roller. You've scored a victory here in 2025. Our angel donor sends $1,000 of their own money. Tonight, race fan Austin Tate is adding $100 to that. His employer, Oak Star Bank, is matching that donation. So tonight, where are you sending that $1,000+ angel donor and fan donation? What charity are you supporting here tonight?
Texas Children's Hospital, and I'll also throw in $500 since those other people donated.
Aaron Reutzel with his 4th trip to Whiskey Myers Victory Lane here in 2025. Before we can talk to our 2nd and 3rd place finishing teams, Chase Rodman, tell us about our contingencies.
Yes, Tony, Aaron Reutzel did turn in tonight's fastest lap, presented by Jake's Golf Carts on, looks like on lap number 13. He ran a lap time of 13.864. Best lap of the race, presented by Jake's Golf Carts, goes to Aaron Reutzel. Our Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Year, or Rookie of the Race, goes to Chase Randall, equaling his best finish of the year, a 4th place run in that one. And then our Rod and Supply Hard Charger, that will go to Rico Abreu tonight, 20th to 10th for a +10 run. Abreu gets the Rod and Supply Hard Charger.
Tanner Thorson was awful curious about who would get that Rod End Supply Hard Charger because you've earned several of those already this year. Abreu gets it going for +10. You went +8, 10th to 2nd here tonight. Incredible run. I just want to know what was going through your head in those last couple laps. You can see the 87 of Reutzel getting bigger, getting closer, and then just how committed were you? Seems like pretty committed to that attempt over in 3 and 4 coming to the checker.
Yeah, it just goes down to having a really good race car. That's probably the nicest car I've felt like as far as start of a race to the end of the race right there. So hats off to my guys. Britton and TJ been working really, really hard, and can't thank them guys enough for all the effort they put into this thing. And year's not over yet, so we're really fast. And Reutzel is getting real tight down there, and I was able to make up a lot of ground off of 2. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to clear him and pass him, but I knew I had to try it because just how tight he was getting on the curb. So hats off to them guys. He drove a hell of a race. I felt like we maybe were there, obviously a little bit better there at the end, but obviously track position hurt us there. So thanks all my guys, Smith Titanium, JST, The Ritual, Maxima, BR Motorsports, MBT. I don't get really to thank a lot of these guys that much, so I'm going to do it when I can. So thanks everybody. Stevie, you're watching, thank you. Car was badass, and everybody else that's a part of this thing.
10th to 2nd here tonight. Aaron Reutzel told us what he told you. He hopes you guys don't figure out qualifying because how good this 88 is.
Yeah, hopefully we do. We're getting better. We're really, honestly, we have different motor packages and stuff that take different gearing, and we ran a different motor here last time we were here, and just gear was off a little bit to qualify, and we were able to still feel really good in qualifying, like car comfort wise, and just didn't have the speed. So we'll go back to the drawing board for qualifying. I don't know if it's qualifying tomorrow or not, but we'll try again.
That's the 2nd runner-up finish of the 2025 Kubota High Limit Racing season for Tanner Thorson. He goes 2nd here tonight from 10th. And if you thought that was impressive, how about 11th to 3rd for Brad Sweet? We didn't see you, and then boom, there you were. What kind of race, what kind of pace was out there tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway?
Yeah, I thought the racetrack was awesome. Wasn't sure what we were going to get, but there was definitely a top, bottom, middle. Just didn't get a good enough original start to really get up there and have the track position early, but I kind of picked them off and definitely found my groove on the bottom for a lot of that race. And, it kind of got back to the top later, but on those restarts I could hit the bottom and was able to get, back into, I think I was 5th or 6th and got up to 3rd and felt like our pace was close to those guys. So good start to the weekend for the Napa car. We struggled the last couple weeks and struggled in qualifying and kind of struggled tonight to get the balance right, but when it mattered, I felt like the A main tonight we were pretty close. So hopefully that builds some momentum and we can finish this week on a strong note.
A return to the podium for the big cat. Brad Sweet goes 11th to 3rd here tonight. Nobody can say they didn't have a racetrack they could pass on and race each other here tonight. 11th to 3rd for the big cat. 10th to 2nd for Tanner Thorson. Well, and Aaron Reutzel, he had just a little bit less work to do as he scores his 4th victory after starting much closer to the front here in 2025. Reutzel continues to roll. Really good stuff. Roto-Rooter Midweek night number 6 is done. This was its own event. The 2-night weekend here, the 2-night event for Kubota High Limit Racing's regular season championship. That kicks off tomorrow, and of course how you run tomorrow night has a big impact on where you line up and how your Saturday night starts here in Wheatland, Missouri. Lots of fun, really well prepared racetrack, and some very on their toes racing by the field of drivers here tonight with Kubota High Limit Racing. Chase Rodman, as we go back upstairs to you, I'm inspired by the action we've seen here to kick off 3 nights at Lucas Oil Speedway. What I want to ask you, Chase, is who have you inspired tonight?
I'm going to have to think about that one, Tony. You really caught me off guard with that question. So, yeah, let me think about that one as we take a look at the race recap from this 30-lap main event. It was Tyler Courtney jumping out with the early race lead over Daison Pursley, as then Aaron Reutzel would start working his way forward, make his way by Daison Pursley on the outside, and then the 2 Rookie of the Year contenders would fight it out for the podium spot, Chase Randall and Daison Pursley. And then here comes Reutzel up on the top of the racetrack. It was so good on the top in 1 and 2, and Reutzel would go right on by the NOS Energy Drink number 7 BC car, and then we'd have a restart, and Reutzel would never look back after that. Later on, though, Tyler Courtney has issues. We still got to figure out what that was. Could have been a mag box, was what it kind of looked like down there, but we need to check up on that because there is the issue for him. Came in tonight 2nd in points, and now he is going to be way, way behind. On the restart, it would be Randall and Thorson completing the podium. And then Tanner Thorson right here, not wasting any time, would make a huge move on Chase Randall. Randall almost clipping the wall. But they look like they got together right there at the end of the backstretch. Brad Sweet 11th up to 3rd. He would make the pass on Randall right here off of turn 2. The bottom in turn 2 seems to be the place. If you want to run the bottom of this racetrack, you can make your moves down there in turn 2. Then Reutzel right here makes a mistake on the last lap, allowing a desperate Hail Mary slider from Thorson. They come across the line separated by just .101 at the line. One of the top 5 closest finish in high limit racing history. And Reutzel would get the job done for the 4th time this year. Fantastic stuff. Always love coming to Lucas Oil. And guess what? We get to do it 2 more times this week. So looking forward to more action tomorrow and the finale for $25,000 on Saturday. Here's the upcoming high limit racing schedule. Obviously, we mentioned the 2 races we have left this week, but then we take a week off for 4th of July, come back for 2 nights at Florence Speedway in Kentucky for the Kentucky Sprint Nationals, then Fremont Speedway in Ohio for the makeup race during the Midweek Money Series, and then it's 2 nights at Eldora, 1 night over at Lernerville for the Silver Cup, Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup. Then we head back out to the left coast, Tulare, Placerville, Chico, Douglas County, and Skagit. I'll round out that West Coast swing before we make our way back to the East Coast. If you would like to get tickets to an upcoming race, then you can scan that QR code on your screen. If you're here at the racetrack, scan it off the big screen, and you could be entered to win the Durst Dice Roll. As long as you buy your tickets online, you will be entered to win and maybe walk away with $2,500 of your own money. That's all you got to do. Be a fan with High Limit, buy your tickets online, and you can walk out here with some serious cash. As was that lightning over there? Was that just some? Okay, there's some lightning over there outside of turn 3. I thought that might have been like a giant camera flash for a second, but there's definitely lightning out there. So a little bit of weather in the area, but it's all right. We already got the race in, so you can do whatever it wants here. Upcoming events on Flow, American Flat Track at the Lima Half Mile. That's 2 nights on June 27th and 28th. Starts tomorrow. The Rich Vogler Classic at Winchester for the Silver Crown cars, and then 1 night later, the non-wing sprint cars with USAC at Fremont Speedway on June 28th. The same night, it's the All-Stars. They're back in action at the Mercer Raceway in Western PA. Pennsylvania Speedweek gets going as well later on this week. It starts on 28th here on Flow at the Lincoln Speedway, and then it's the USAC Sprint Cars at Millstream Speedway in Findlay, Ohio on June 29th, along with a whole bunch of other stuff that we could not fit on that graphic. Plenty of racing to watch on Flo. Well, people starting to make their way back home. The drive for Tony, myself, and the rest of the High Limit Racing crew, it's not very long. It's about, you probably throw a football from here to the house, which is always nice. But great stuff all night long. Mike Hess having to do a little extra work out there, having to clean up a little bit of mess. But hey, that's what you got to do to get in a good racing program like we saw here tonight. We hope you all enjoyed the show, and we will do it all again tomorrow night here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll see you there.